I'm Chris, you're watching Fragmental. You asked for it, so we're giving it to you. I have Aaron Terence Hughes on my channel again. How are you doing, Aaron? Nice to see you back.
Fantastic.
Ready for games?
I'm ready for games, let's do it.
Always ready for the games. Okay, you enjoyed the Perfumer Rates Cheapies video. This one is going to be different. Aaron is still going to be rating fragrances. If you want to see what they are, stay tuned to FM. So in the last video, Aaron was here on my channel and we rated cheapy perfumes. I just thought it would be interesting for a perfumer to rate cheapy fragrances. In this video, I'm not going to tell Aaron what the fragrances are. He doesn't know whether they're niche, whether they're designer, whether they're clones, whether they're cheapies. You will know watching because I'm going to flash the names of these up on screen as he's smelling them. I will reveal the names of the fragrances to Aaron at the end of the video. Some he might know, some he might not know. I think we should just make a distinction here that just because you're a perfumer does not mean you're an expert in all the fragrances that exist in all the world. No. So you may not have smelt some of these, no. Which is fine because we can still have your opinion on these. And let's give a little bit of background as well, just in case you didn't see the earlier videos with Aaron. So Aaron is a trained chemist. He has a chemistry degree. Yep. And you are a perfumer. You have your own line of fragrances. So you work with these aroma chemicals and raw materials. Yep. Very, very often.
Every day.
So rather than, because of the chemistry background, rather than picking out specific accords, you more tend to pick out the actual chemicals that are used in a fragrance. Yes. Or the note. Or
So how, what I don't do is I don't do the marketing job, which is they will tell you what accords are in there. No, I'm not, nothing to do with marketing. I'm a chemist, so I will smell the aroma chemicals, I'll smell the essential oils, I'll smell the naturals, I'll smell the musks, I'll smell the fixatives, and from that I'll know the longevity from the musks and the fixatives that are used, the top notes, whether they're a combination of naturals or aroma chemicals, and sort of, but I'm going to judge it on if I would like it. There's also if I would like it. So it's, I think that's really important.
And based on you identifying the aroma chemicals used in the fragrances, you then know, because you know that chemical, you know what the longevity of it would be. Yes. So even though you're smelling these off a test strip, you've got a pretty good idea of you know, how it would be, how the whole fragrance would perform. Yes, and another thing is, I don't know, the last time I bought a fragrance outside of mine was over 10 years ago. So I don't know what's out there. So this is an opportunity for me to know what other companies are producing. I have no idea. Okay, all right. So let's start off with the list. We've got 6 fragrances for Aaron to get his nose on. He's going to give us his opinions. We're going to go through all 6 and then revisit each one briefly so he can formulate his final rating and opinion. He has to rate them because this series is now called Perfumer Rates. Thanks for all the support on the previous video. Let's hope this one is just as enjoyable. Let's get into the first fragrance. Now, there you go, sir.
Okay, thank you.
He has no idea what they are, where they're from, totally blind sniffing.
Very nice. So completely different to, so I'm going to go on the what I smelled last time to this one. Sure. Different category of, so the person that designed this is, isn't a high street brand. So it is not a, I want to mimic some stuff and I just base, it's not shit in a can. Definitely not shit in a can. You got that. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
I know,
so,
absolutely know.
So I can smell like tree moss, the sort of tree moss. I can smell balsams. I can smell sort of a balsamic, balsamino. I can smell a bit of wood. I can smell, and it's so how I know this is. So how I know this is then a more of a niche, well-crafted fragrance is it changes. So with fragrance, and it's not linear. So there's some naturals combined with aroma chemicals. And I'll probably price this about 180, 200 pounds. This would last, so this would last probably about 10 hours plus.
You're right with that.
And it would have a projection of probably about 3 feet.
I mean, yep.
There you go.
Okay, all right, did you like it?
I wouldn't wear it, but then I think it's, one thing I want to say is I think it's very well crafted, but it's the sort of fragrance, I'm making fragrances for me. So for me, it hasn't got dirty, filthy, sexy element. It doesn't feel very sexy to me. It sort of feels like a very nice, expensive fragrance. So somebody with money would buy that. I think it's very nice, but to me, it's not very sexy.
Okay. Out of 10, you can change these as we go back and through. About an 8 out of 10?
I think,
okay.
But it may. I think it's well crafted, but because it doesn't have the very sexy element, I wouldn't mark it as a 10. I like a bit of filth.
I think this one might have a little bit of filth. Okay. Maybe not enough for you. Okay. But see what you think.
Right. No, not at all. It's got something in it. So the top note. No.
You're not liking it?
Not at all. But no, I don't like it at all. It's
What don't you like about it?
I don't like green notes mixed with balsamic notes. It's
I can tell you don't like it.
Yeah, I really just don't. I don't like it.
All right, you're not going to gag, are you?
Not going to gag, but okay. it's very. It's got a good. So it's got like a tree moss with green notes into it, and I just don't like that sort of. No. But I don't think no, I don't like it at all.
Okay. What type of fragrance do you think it is? Would it be? Well,
it's definitely. I think it's. I don't know, because I don't like it. So I mean, I wouldn't. What I would like to see with that is more sort of. It seems very hard and metallic, and I would quite like some softness into it. So it's nicely blended.
Keep smelling it while you're talking. If it helps you.
Yeah, there's something that I don't like. It's something I really, really don't like. So but it's nicely blended. But there's it's the green metallic-y. It's green and metallic, which I really don't like. It's not
vibing with you. You wouldn't, not for you, not your style.
No, I don't like it at all.
Okay, well this is good. We want the honesty. You know, despite whatever these fragrances might be.
We've got some Vicks.
What?
I'm joking.
What's
Kate Miller's? No, I'm joking.
I can get you a coffee. No. This is why we like Aaron coming on the channel, because he has no preconceptions about these brands, about the fragrances, whether they're cheap, whether they're expensive. He will just say what he feels, and bear in mind that it's all personal opinion. I know there's a chemist sitting here as well, but he's also talking as a person, whether he likes a fragrance or not. And not everyone is going to like every single fragrance. Even if you love it out there, if you really enjoy it, there'll be people out there who equally don't enjoy it, and we have to accept that. So I fully accept that. Okay. Sorry, I didn't ask what you would give that one out of 10. That previous.
Okay, so do you know one thing I can do? I can actually remember a fragrance in my brain. If I took out the green note that I don't like, I think it's quite nice. The backbone's quite nice, but there's a single note which I really don't like. So if that single green note went, I'd probably rate it about a 6, 7. But because the green note, it's really repugnant. Okay. And it's got that. That's a very personal thing.
Yeah, it's just a personal thing.
I don't. So maybe a 4. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
But hey ho.
Okay. Right, on to the third one.
Soft and fluffy with some citrus top notes. So, what I can smell is limonene. So it's massively limonene top note, which is very fresh, very bright, and ethyl linalool as well.
What kind of chords do they generate?
Well, it's not. So it's like it's a very linear. So this is very linear, smooth with a sort of citrusy top note. They're trying to. It's supposed to be a bergamot top note, but I'm not getting how beautiful bergamot is. Bergamot is. It's very beautiful,
sparkly,
and I'm missing naturals in this. So this is this has got some naturals, but it's primarily sort of like a synthetic-y sort of top note.
Yep.
And the softness is from the musk. So we've got. I would like to see more musk in this to make it last. I like fragrances that have a longevity, and I don't think this is a a fragrance that would have much longevity, but the projection is very good. And sometimes it's a trade-off that you have because the money that's involved, and to have both is very expensive. So it's sort of like a trade-off, one on the other.
Yeah, I actually do get a good longevity from this one.
Okay, now the top notes going, I can sort of smell sort of it's a aroma chemical. It's a tree moss. I can smell the tree moss. I can smell a bit of woods. It's more pleasant. But now the aroma chemical top notes have sort of gone. Yeah. It's much more pleasant, much more mellow. It's much more mellow, much more softer.
Yeah.
It's a summery fragrance. It's actually very nice now. Top notes gone, so it's summery woods. I can't pronounce that with my dyslexia. The CH Chypre.
Chypre.
So that's where it sort of comes from, and it's soft and it's fluffy. So it's nice.
Something you would wear?
Again, it's not got. I like stuff to punch you in the face. I like stuff that I spray once.
You know, I think this one would work differently on skin.
Yeah, I agree.
I think you're not getting the whole fragrance on the paper. That's just something that happens. In these videos, we can't put everything on skin. So I know, you know, a lot of you out there will be, you know, will be saying, well, you know, what? That's not what I get, but.
Nice and clean. So it's a clean, everyday fragrance. I think if I smelt someone wearing this, I would think they were had thought about what they were wanting to wear. Yeah. So it would be someone who understands their identity through fragrance, and would be, this is who I am, and would have that this is their personality. So I think it's I would respect someone who would be.
Yeah, it's definitely. You make a solid choice to wear this fragrance.
Yeah, so I think I would respect someone who, I would know that somebody would be thinking about it. So about 6.
Okay, out of 10, 6 out of 10?
Yeah.
Great. Other side. Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, side with the letters on, and just there. Don't want you to not get the full hit.
Loads of coumarin, loads of aroma chemicals. About two or three.
Oh,
it's just a bit boring.
Okay.
It's well crafted, but it's just a bit boring. It's lemon, bergamot, citrus, bit of coumarin. Professional, so I'd say it's professional. It's just a bit boring. I find it a bit boring. I find it a bit tame. I find it a bit unexciting, a bit unadventurous.
Always a popular one with the ladies, this one.
It smells like a wealthy man, a wealthy middle-aged man. That's what it sort of smells like.
And this brand is aiming for that. I think.
So that so there you go. So, but it's for me, I wouldn't buy this because it's. I don't fit in that demographic. Okay. Do you still see what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
I think it's well crafted. For what it is, I think I can definitely smell there's been a thought process behind this, and there's been like a communication between marketing and a perfumer, and there's been some love and care with this. It isn't just sort of shoved together and span.
But it's not your style, so you would rate that quite lowly.
No. So I wouldn't buy it, but I can see the craft behind it.
Yeah.
So taking my personality away from it.
Yeah.
But I can sort of feel it'd be like thank you for getting out 45. I think it'd be like a sort of a 50-year-old man with money, drives a nice car, got a very nice job. Yeah. A nice person would wear this because it hasn't got the sort of the filthiness to it. The sort of the.
It's not a bad boy fragrance at all.
No. It's a very nice man's fragrance, very well crafted. Yeah. This actually is as longer lasting as the first one. Projects probably just as far. Smells of money. So I'd imagine somebody with money, somebody with status, somebody with a nice car, probably a Porsche.
Out of 10, what would you?
I think it's an 8. I think it's well crafted.
Okay.
But
I
wouldn't wear it.
I'm happy with that. Okay, on to the next.
Much better. I would wear this. So this is something, this is younger. Yeah, this is much better. Instantly likeable. I personally like this. I think it's well-rounded. warm. I know the musk they're using.
Yeah.
Musk fixatives. So this makes me happy. So when I fit, so it's I think this is well blended. Well, this is very well blended because I can't smell aroma chemicals. I can't smell essential oils. I can't smell patchouli, even though I know patchouli's in there. I can't smell sandalwood, even though I know sandalwood's in there. Can't smell limonene, linalool, geraniol, coumarin.
So what you're saying? You're saying that you think they are in there, but
no, they are in there.
But you're not. But you can't pick them out, or
so it smells blend. So when things are well crafted, well blended, you sort of.
It's a smooth blend.
Yes, and
right. So you know they're there, but you can't pick them out as prominent individual notes.
A really good analogy is like if you have very cheap whiskey.
Yeah.
You can sort of smell it gritty. You can taste bits of nastiness. Very expensive, ultra pure whiskey just smells pure, and this has got like a purity to it, but it doesn't smell as expensive as the last one, and the first one smells like expensive. But this, I think, is more youthful. I think this is I prefer it.
Yeah, it's got purity, and it's not as
it's
opulent as the others,
which I prefer.
It is exciting. Yeah, I agree. All right, great. Out of 10.
So for speaking as a perfumer, I sort of say that as about a 7 or 8. For me, personally, I'd rate it sort of like a 9 because I'd buy it.
There you go. Just other side, just there.
Boring fragrance. Boring. Yeah, it just smells like everything. Disappointing. I feel when I smell this and I smell this identity, I think it's boring, and I think it's boring. I think with over 4,000.
Wait, can I just clarify? Is it boring?
It is boring. Disappointing because I think for over if you think there are 4,000 aroma chemicals, naturals, and you can blend them to make how many permutations from that, and you come out with something that smells with the same skeleton as everything else. It's just disappointing, and I feel disappointed.
Okay. In this one's defence, having just smelt it on the strip as I passed it over then, I will say it does not smell as good on the paper as it does.
No, I think, so I'm going to go on a limb here. I think it's a Chanel fragrance, and do you know how I know that? Because it smells like how Chanel make a fragrance, and I think it's a cheap Chanel fragrance. So I don't think it's the expensive Chanel fragrance, and I think it's a man in his 30s, but I think it's disappointing because, not for the person who'd wear it, because I think it's nice, but I think it's disappointing that a company with prestige and such a beautiful company isn't doing anything exciting. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean, but I think, you know, well, I'm not going to reveal who it is, but if we are talking about those big designer brands, then there has to be an element of mainstream to them. They're catering to the masses. They're not catering to the niche.
I can tell you what marketing have told them. Marketing have said we want a fragrance that's fast, sporty, sexy, young, like a citrusy top note going down to ambroxan. So a lot of ambroxan, and I think it's nice. I think it's nice, but I think it's disappointing. So I think, yeah.
All right, out of 10.
Okay, so it's, I think it's Chanel, so I think it's obviously well crafted, but I think it's boring. So it gets points knocked off for that. So I'd about a 7, 6 or 7, because I think it's Chanel, but I think it's so if I'd never smelt this on in the street hundreds of times from different companies, then I would rate it as a 9 because I think it's really nice. But because I've smelt it, and I think it's disappointing, so I rate it as a 6 purely because it's
fun. All right, great. So we've got the initial ratings there. Let's go quickly whiz back through them all. This is just a quick re-smell just to see. So this was the first one, which you
balsamic
said an 8.
Yeah, I like balsamic. It's very well crafted. To me, the perfumer that did this has come from a classic background of creating perfume. So I come from one of the French houses. So, and I think it's I think it's well crafted, but I think it's like a.
Do you know the fragrance or not?
I don't. No, I
Okay.
don't. I absolutely don't at all.
All right.
But that's what I'm going on because it smells like I know how. That sort of line.
How it's put together.
How it's put together. So I know where if I was to train with them, what I would be creating.
Are you sticking with your rate?
Yeah, I think it's long. I think it's very well crafted.
Okay.
I think it's.
All right, I will reveal what this one is to you then. This is Roger Parfum's Enigma.
Okay.
This is my favourite fragrance.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. So cognac, tobacco, vanilla, benzoin.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I can smell.
Very classy, very luxury.
Yeah.
And Roger, I think, learned a lot of his craft at Galan.
There you go.
So well done. Okay. So let's see. I can't remember. The ratings will be on screen. I can't remember.
No, I don't like it at all.
No.
No. It's got some sort of. I don't like the way that the tree mossy bit.
Yeah. The
tree moss accord has been blended with the citrus. I don't like it.
Okay. Fine. So sticking with your original thoughts on that one.
Can you smell what I mean? That it's got the. If you smell like the tree moss is mixing with citrus, and it's creating something which I don't like. The way the accords are mixed together. But that's personally. But I think again it's well crafted. But I don't like it.
Okay.
It's got something really horrible in it.
This is another one of my favourites. It's Parfums de Marly Carlisle.
Okay. I have no idea what you said.
So the brand Parfums de Marly.
Okay, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
No, so you're not familiar with that brand. Okay. So that one's not for you. No. Sticking with that. Right. Okay. On to the next one.
It's boring. Yeah, this is really boring. Safe, boring. Bit window cleaner like.
Yeah. So similar opinion to what you had initially. So okay, so this is Dior Homme Parfum.
Okay, I don't like it at all. I'm surprised.
Much loved in the community.
Yeah, I'm really surprised. I think it's it's alright.
I love this one. So this to me it's all based around iris.
That's why I don't like it.
Right. And so you get that lipsticky vibe.
Iris.
Yeah.
You know that's the.
Yeah, I've noticed you don't use iris.
I don't like. So that's why I don't like it.
Makes sense.
So
I've
got some at home. I've got the. Concrete, and I've got the absolute. I really don't like it. Right. So that's exactly what I.
Over leather.
Yeah, horrible. But well crafted.
So a lot of people think this is very masculine, very almost niche quality, and very refined. You know, a good kind of autumn winter fragrance because it's quite robust. I know you said summery, and when you said that, I thought Dior Homme Parfum summery, but because of that floral, irisy heart, I think I can see that you know.
But I wouldn't wear citrus. I wouldn't wear massive citrus. So I would wear that. To me, would be a light fragrance.
Right. Okay. Yeah. All right. On to that one.
I can just smell cumarin. I can just smell cumarin with which it's okay.
Which is essentially tonka bean, right?
Yeah, it's like again, I'm getting a very wealthy man, so that's what I think would be.
So it smells like a well composed, well blended fragrance.
It's very well blended.
Someone spend a bit of money on.
Yes, I would smell this, and I would know the person would have money.
So not your style, but you think it's a nicely crafted fragrance, and you know the type of person who would wear it would be someone who wanted to have the
luxury,
come across as having money and having luxury. Yeah.
Middle age. So I'd sort of see forgetting I'm 45. I'd sort of see them as like good business. So this is I would imagine like a person who is at the top of a business and managing sort of people, and because it has that
has a status to it. Yeah?
Exactly. Yes. Okay.
So I'll tell you what this is. This is from the House of Amouage, which are known to be a very affluent brand.
Yeah, they go.
Luxury brand. It's called Reflection Man. Much loved by a lot of people. A lot of ladies love this one because it's very sweet. Often mentioned as a higher quality, similar smell to Jean-Paul Gaultier La Mar. It's very heavy on the jasmine and white florals.
Yeah, absolutely. So it smells expensive.
Yeah.
So I would imagine but it's older, so slightly older.
Very indolic, that one.
Yeah, it's not for me at all. I'm trying to remove myself out of it.
Yeah, great.
Hard.
Okay, it is hard. Yeah, it's hard to do.
Yeah, younger. So this is more my age group.
Yeah.
18. Younger, fast, dangerous.
Yeah. Do you want to have a guess at the brand?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay. Do you want me to guess?
Yeah.
I think it's a younger, sexy brand. It just the way it's been created is it's that sort of ambery.
Yeah.
I love amber.
Yeah.
So I'm gravitating to sort of amber.
So this is Tom Ford's Oud Wood.
There you go.
Very iconic fragrance.
It's a very sexy fragrance.
It is.
I can understand why.
Yes, much talked about as being a very sexy fragrance. I agree. Okay, you
well,
like that? That's
yes.
your favourite, obviously, of all of them. I think.
I would buy that. Yeah.
Sticking with your original thoughts on that.
Absolutely.
Great. And on to the final one. Yeah, still feeling the same about that.
So, from a professional point of view, it's very well crafted. From a professional point of view, it's they've had a very, very good perfumer with a lot of experience make it.
Yeah.
From my personal thing, I think it's so boring. I think it's been. I can smell this out. There's nothing particularly unique about it. But
well, you absolutely nailed this one because you said you thought it was a
alpha
Chanel.
male. It's an alpha male fragrance. Yeah.
You were right. It is a Chanel.
Okay.
You mentioned it being fast-paced and sporty,
Yeah.
and it's a low on sport au extreme.
Okay. There you go.
So yeah, I know it's not to your taste, but you
it's
pretty much
very well crafted, but it's missing out on dirty.
Yeah, for you personally,
earthy notes, which the one I really like.
I agree. I think it's very well crafted fragrance. To smell a little soapier off that strip than it does off my skin.
That's the mask.
But it is a beauty. Right, so the criteria for these fragrances were some of my favourites. I just picked off my shelf some of my all-time favourites that I wear a lot, that never fail to give me an immense amount of enjoyment when I wear them. But we all like different things. And
better than the last ones.
Much better than the cheapest.
You can absolutely tell a difference from when there's been someone with experience and when they've had time.
Yeah.
So what your viewers may not know is the time and length it takes to make a fragrance. The ones that we reviewed last time were made very, very fast, and we got to get this out next week. Whereas these have been 6 months to a year's development, a lot of care and attention. You absolutely can tell the difference.
And that comes across in the quality. So these are some of my favourites, and you know, even though some of them weren't to Aaron's personal taste, that is absolutely fine. Some of the things he really loves may not be to my personal taste. So you know, we all like different things, and hey, that's what makes the world go round. So there we go. So my favourite. So Perfumer rates my favourite fragrances. I just thought that would be good for the next one. We're going to do some more of these, so do stay tuned for those. Aaron, thanks for sharing your opinions. Thank you for not being scared to be completely honest. That is why people, I think, love the original video, because of your honesty. So thanks for being you.
My pleasure.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's the end of it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it useful and entertaining. Thank you very much for watching. Remember, keep tuning into FM. Keep smelling good. You guys have been loving the videos I've been doing with Aaron. He has a great knowledge of chemistry. He has a chemistry degree, and he's been making his own perfumes, I mean, since you were a child, really, haven't you, in one way or another. So I'm fascinated by Aaron because he allows these two things to combine, and I think it results in a great set of fragrances that Aaron has made. And I'm also interested to get his opinions, and it seems that you lot out there are as well, on other types of fragrances. So in this video, Aaron doesn't know what he's going to be smelling. You already know because of the title of this video. So he's going to smell each of these fragrances. We've got 6. I could have included more in here, but you know, I don't want the video to be too long. So we've got 6 fragrances. He's going to smell and give us a quick opinion on each of them, and then a rating, and then we'll go back through them all at the end. Now, I want everyone to bear in mind that the only way we can do this video, and it's just a bit of fun, you're just having a bit of fun, just frag heads smelling stuff. Yeah, so don't read too much into this. We have to test them off strips, and a fragrance isn't always going to fully reveal everything that's involved off a strip. You need to wear it on skin for a few days, really. So, you know, maybe what we get off strips doesn't correlate with your experience of this fragrance, but I think a lot of these Aaron's going to be smelling for the first time, so it is a true first impressions off paper. So with that out of the way, okay, so don't be too hard if it doesn't sound like the fragrance that you might know it to be, okay? It's just fun. So we're going to start with the first one, which is there, and you lot on screen will be already knowing what it is.
Okay.
Okay.
A bit underwhelming.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry if that's offending anyone out there, but
don't you worry about offending anyone.
It's a very nice, dainty fragrance. It's a bit
safe, you think it's a bit, yeah? I mean, you know, you like adventurous, exciting fragrances, no?
I love a creation when time and love has gone into it.
Yeah.
And I get a little bit upset when things are rushed.
Yeah.
And when things are money driven. So when money is the only thing in these companies' minds, rather than putting out beautiful works of art, I get a little bit upset. Well, I get very upset because I think it's taking advantage of people.
What does it make you think of then when you smell that one off the test strip?
It's a bit minty, actually. It's a bit. There's a lot of under the core. They've used either I think it's like a spearmint to sort of push the backbone out. I think it's really boring.
Okay.
I can't get past that. I'm trying to energize my brain.
What kind of person do you think would wear this? What kind of, you know, age and demographic?
I don't know. It's really boring. I don't really have an opinion. It's like I wish I had an opinion. Let me try and think. Let me relax.
If you don't have one, no. If you don't worry. We can move on to the next one.
It's just very. Blah.
Yeah. Do you think it's well blended or not? Do you think it's well made, even though it's not to your taste?
It's very weak. I'd love it to be stronger.
Okay.
I'd love it to punch me in the face so I could get some sort of impression. So my dyslexic brain, which is the perfumery brain, chats to me about what is in it, how it's created, the type of person, but I have to be inspired. And when I'm not excited, inspired, challenged, it doesn't really do much.
Chat to you. Yeah,
and I
get that.
And then I'm sort of all that chemistry brain and you know the logical part of the brain just goes lemon, mint.
Right. So it becomes scientific and logical rather than being governed by emotion.
And I can't form a connection. And I'm not forming a connection to this, which means I'm not finding it exciting, which means that it's a bit disappointing and a bit.
Yeah.
It's a bit. For me, it feels it's a bit woody. It's a bit. Bit citrusy.
Yeah.
Bit boring.
Yeah. Off skin. It actually I do get a nice performance of this one. So it's not, in terms of projection off skin, I wouldn't say it's weak. It's not the strongest out there, but it's not
very, for me, it's not very exciting. I'm not like getting, I'm not creating a story in my head. I'm not being drawn in and I'm not sort of going.
Good. Well, not every fragrance is going to speak to everybody, is it? So, no? So a bit of a, what would you give it rating? We'll come back to it at the end quickly.
2, 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sorry if that offends people, but I don't really care.
Ta-da. Next one. Well, that's why we love you, Aaron.
Oh dear, I don't like these. What is it? Oh, stress-inducing.
If you don't like, that's fine. You know, we enjoy it. I enjoy it if you don't like something that I might like because it's interesting.
I don't like lemon. You can spill lemon pledge. These are like my cleaner uses better things than this and that. Lemon, shivering down the spine, scratching down a blackboard.
Yeah.
Lemon.
You getting any lemon out of that?
Lemon. It's just that sort of, it's just like masses of top note vibrating at me. That sort of like over, so when they're using fragrance, allergens, limonene and limonol, you have this screaming, I'm a citrus note, but in a citrus, when you use real citrus, you have, it vibrates and it's beautiful and you have a naturals combined with synthetics of that's why I think perfumery is the most beautiful and the most exciting, and it challenges me and makes me want to be a better perfumer every single day. But this smells.
Is it settling at all?
It's settling now, but it is.
But the top notes you weren't appreciating.
Done.
Yeah. And now it's settling. Is it becoming a little bit more appealing?
It smells. There is some sort of like cinnamon alcohol, cinnamon sort of background noise, woody, sort of underneath. Not much musk. This I don't feel these are particularly. Do you know what these are? I think exactly what these are. These are very safe day fragrances.
Okay.
That's how I feel. So that's why I'm not getting excited, because I would rather smell of clean clothes than something that's a 2.
Yeah.
It's not latching onto my brain. It's got something not very nice. It's just not latching onto me. It's not filling me with that sort of love, passion, excitement.
This is a fragrance that a lot of people often call quite classic and old school.
That's why I don't like it.
Yeah, no, it's not. That's not your vibe, is it?
No, it reminds me. It reminds me of a biology teacher when I was 13.
All right. Okay.
No, I like biology teachers. Physics teacher.
Okay. Now.
I want to like these. Do you know? I come in here and I don't want to mark these down. I want to, because I love perfumery and I get so excited, and then it's almost like I get tipped over into the edge of being just sad. I just feel sad when I sort of smell.
I know. Yeah. What would you give that 1 out of 10?
2. They're all 2s.
Yeah. So the first 2 are 2s. Okay. Here's the next one.
What are these you're passing me? These are these citrus day man's biology teacher fragrances. What are they? This is better. This is better than the other 2. Yeah, I like this one.
Yeah.
This is dry. These smell classic. These are all really classic fragrances. These aren't very exciting fragrances. These remind me of classic. This is quite nice. I'm quite enjoying this.
Okay.
I'm starting to feel the emotion.
So there was an initial citrus thing that you were thinking, not another citrus, but then you're reading more into it now and you're finding...
Yeah, the top is good.
Yeah.
This one smells slightly more expensive than the other 2. This one smells...
Yeah.
Classic, nice man, jumper.
Yeah.
Thoughtful. It's a nice man would wear this. This feels like, okay, I am getting emotional connection. I would imagine a really lovely granddad would wear this. This feels really safe. I feel safe. So somewhere in my memory, somebody who I've loved would have worn something like this, and I'm feeling that sort of love. Can you see how I'm starting to change?
Yeah, you've got a bit of an emotional connection in the way you talk about it, yeah. Well, that's the thing about fragrances, and whenever we smell a fragrance that ignites an emotional reaction from a memory, then it changes the game.
Yeah, this is the nicer one. So this, I'm actually getting a little story of the musk. It's a dry musk, so it's dry, going through that the sort of wood coming through, tinkling through, and then a lovely round top note. But it is not a massive, enormous party fragrance. It is a small, round, gentleman's fragrance that would last, I think this would last about 8 hours. Okay. Yeah. And it's the way it's, the way it's created is how I know it's going to last 8 hours, because the way the woods are sort of combined with the aroma chemicals, combined with the thought process. This is a thoughtful. Yes, I think this is a nice man's fragrance.
Out of 10?
I would think I'm going to be generous because I don't want to come across as a bitch. I'd say 5.5. Yes.
Okay, 5.5.
Yes. It's not good. So for me to rate it really high, I have to be almost like falling on the floor with that sort of, I love it. And it's not quite exciting me to that level of hysteria. Yeah.
And if you do recognise any accords that you use to blend with in these, then do let us know that as well. If, you don't have to, but I'm just saying if there's anything that you pick out from what you use, then it's always interesting to know.
90s supermodel fragrance. Do you remember when all the, do you remember when all the celebrities were releasing these fragrances? There were hundreds of them. This is what this smells of. And this smells of ozonic. Top notes are sort of bright, shiny, happy, but it's very ozonic. So it's got that aqueous, ozonic. I'm standing by the sea. I'm standing by trees that are blowing in the breeze, and I'm smelling the water coming off, and I'm on holiday and I'm excited, but I'm in the 90s.
Okay, well that's all
And
right,
I'm
isn't
wearing-
it? You
and
know,
I'm
the
wearing-
90s were pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I'm wearing
okay.
Bermuda shorts.
Yeah, I'm sensing you getting an emotional connection with this one.
Yeah, it reminds...
Your body changes. Where
Does it?
you start to do this and have your dance moves when something...
Yes.
Yeah.
So I quite like this.
On your channel as well. By the way, if you didn't know, Aaron has released a YouTube channel and he's reviewing fragrances. He's talking about his own fragrance releases. Really interesting stuff. I'll leave his link below, so do go and subscribe to him on YouTube.
I quite like this. I think this is, again, it's a very classic fragrance. These are all very classic. This is very interesting. These are, these aren't particularly exciting, but these are very nice. Well, the first two I'm not really impressed with. The last one was a very nice, it felt like a lovely granddad's fragrance. So I feel love towards that one.
Yeah.
This one feels, it's blue. So let me explain what blue means. Blue is when you think of the sea, when you think of water, when you think of ozone, when you think of, you know, a bright blue sky. And this feels like I'm being transported to a lovely holiday destination and I'm stood by. I think this would be really good if you were like on a beach in the Mediterranean, the beautiful white, and then you were the sea and the blue and my holiday and I'm having fun.
Yeah.
But
Is it a fragrance profile, a scent profile you recognise, or are you not familiar with?
So it's triggering something and I don't know what. I can't.
I think I know what, and I'll tell you at the end of the video when I tell you what it is.
But I'm being triggered into something where it's this, I'm excited by it and I don't know why. So I do like it.
Yeah.
But I do find, it's got nice projection to it.
It does,
I'm loving the projection.
Good, yeah.
I'm loving that it's coming up. The longevity will be very good on this. I think this is this would be a designer house. I think this is because it's very classic put together and it's blue. I'm just getting a blue fragrance. I don't know quite why. I'm feeling blue. I'm feeling shiny, metallic, blue, exciting 90s fragrance.
Okay,
I don't know.
Great. Out of 10, what would you give that one?
Because it's been put together really well.
Yeah.
So this has had marketing come through and said, we have this idea for this person, and that this has also been sat in front of a room full of people and they've altered this. So this has been done with some care and love and attention. I rate this about a 7 or an 8. But, are you ready for the but?
Yes.
I think it's a bit boring because it's a bit too classic for me.
Okay.
So I rate it a 7 because it has.
Yeah, I wouldn't call this an out there exciting fragrance.
No, it's got nothing beautiful. But I think it's very good. I can tell the difference between, I think it's very exciting. I think it's very well put together. I think it's very clever. I think there's been a really clever perfumer putting it together. But I would love for the perfumer to just let go and give us what we want.
Okay.
And this has.
But that's where you come in, Aaron. That's
yes, it does. Because we cannot be crazy.
There's room for everyone, and you know that's
I'd
where
rather
you
smell that than the first two.
Okay. Yes. All right. So that was that. What did you say? 8 or a 9? Did you say?
No. 7.
7.
7 and a quarter.
7 and a quarter. Yeah. You're just making my job editing the graphics on even harder, aren't you? Here, right? Okay, so that's the highest rated one so far. So the first two were a 2. Yeah. We had a 5.5 for that, just to remind myself, and we had a 7 and a quarter for that one. Okay, here we go. We've got 2 left.
I'm excited. Yes. So, I'm going to trigger a lot of people, and I don't want anyone to be upset because I'm not doing this to upset your viewers. I'm doing this because I get really upset when I smell stuff that companies are rehashing, and I get very upset when they take people for advantage, and I feel fragrances like this are taking advantage of people, and I want people to listen to you, Chris, and I want people to take a risk and to educate themselves and to start spending their money wisely. They are spending their money on rehashed shit. I get really annoyed and I don't like it. It's okay. It's all right. I'm just done. I'm done with this.
You're done with this style of perfume.
I'm done, and I'm like, I can't even. It's like it's whatever. It's like nauseating chemical sludge.
Right.
I've smelled this. It's just that core of. Do you know something?
The 2016 batch of nauseating chemical sludge, by the way.
whatever. I'm just so over smelling this rehash, whatever it is.
Yeah.
This sort of like, whatever. Do you know, they could be like, there's something, I just get so whatever. It's just like, oh.
So you're not emotionally connecting with this one. Is there
I
any?
am.
Oh, you are, but not in a good way. Okay,
I'm emotionally, I'm sort of emotionally connected because it's this sort of like, this disappointment and this sort of like, it makes me despair with
what's any ideas what's used?
So, but I'm going to tell you. So I'll tell you about it. I'm going to remove my personal personality from it, and I'm going to tell you about the fragrance from a perfume, because that's chatting away.
A perfumer and a
chemist
point of view. Yeah.
So we have a citrus top note. We have a little bit of fruit. Then we have some amber, ambroxan, a little bit of wood, and then some musk, and it's dry and it's masculine and it's okay. And it's okay. I don't think it's for me. And I'm going to trigger a lot of people out here because
no. Just because it's not for you doesn't mean, you know.
I'll tell you why it's not for me. Yeah. The value would be high, but the price to make it is low. And I get annoyed at it almost feels like a dishonesty with it. Okay. So I get annoyed at marketing because it's not the perfumer's fault. The perfumer can always create something beautiful, but it's always this other side, this sort of money-making thing which pushes these companies and then takes it to, I just get so sad. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah. Out of 10? What would you say? Sadness. I think it's very well created. I think it's an 8 because the chemist's done a good job, but I rate it a 3 because of how I know what the marketing would be behind it, and I know how they would pressure people, and I know all the rest of it too. That's like, everyone was like, that my personality, whatever. Okay. Triggered. So in terms of the blend, you're fantastic. You would give that an 8, but in terms of your personal preferences, 3. Done. 3. Over it. Don't want to smell it again. So with the rating, are we 5? You're going to kind of meet in the middle between those two. That's fair enough. I think that's a good way of doing it. All right, last one. Here we go. I don't know. Oh. This is a really weird one. Oh. Relax. This is interesting. It's slightly medicinal, and I don't know how I feel about that. This is a note I've never come across before, so this is why I'm having problems conceptualizing it. So let me put get to it. Yeah. It's medicinal. I think I know what you mean when you say that. Yeah, I think I know where that might be coming from. This is the medicinal vibrating through. Why would somebody want to smell medicinal? Sometimes a lot of oud can have a medicinal smell. Real oud. Yeah. Don't start me on this, Chris. Real oud can smell animalistic, fecal, dirty, balsamic. We're going to get something that's really going to trigger me. I specialise in oud. I love oud. Yeah. So a lot of my fragrances contain oud, and I use real oud. And I've got. You wait till you visit. I can show you all my ouds. It's like, and some of them are very, very expensive. Yeah. Like incredibly expensive, but the effect of real oud is magical, transformative. It can go from being animalistic and fecal to woody, beautiful, gorgeous. That just blows my head. Yeah, and when I agree. Yeah, when I smell fake oud, you can pick out what's real and what's done. Yeah. Put it down and run, Chris. Yeah. So, but having said all that, we just got onto that from a medicinal side of things. That's not to say I'm not saying there's oud in this one. No, there isn't. Because I know what you mean about the medicinal, but it's not the medicinal oud type of smell. So I'm going to be really honest. Yeah. And again. Then we get into it. Medicinal, a bit vomit-inducing, a bit tinny, a bit woody, a bit I'm trying to be different, but I'm too scared. The tinny thing's interesting. Actually. Yeah, it's like tinny. We'll come back to that one. It's like a metallic-y, tinny box filled with wood, slightly vibrating, short, round, robust. Yeah. this is, okay, so how I feel about this is, it is a power crazy little man in a box going, I am powerful, I'm here, but I'm only 4 foot.
Okay.
It just feels like really like a short, hard, robust fragrance, which is not beautiful. What I would love for this is to have a bit more extension. So it was extending and projecting in a beautiful way, and it's lost that beauty. Men can be soft and beautiful too. They don't always have to be this hard little tinny little man with a bald head who's just shouting and screaming. Men can be beautiful, strong creatures too. And this is losing that aspect of humanity in this. And you know, it's a bit fruity. So I'm smelling that sort of fruity core, and I'm smelling a metallic, shiny box. Okay, that is really interesting. We'll come back to that when we go through these. You know, a lot of the things that you've said, I personally, let me smell that on the card. So I think with this one, a lot of those things for me off skin do come through a little more, in my opinion anyway. You know, you might think differently. We're going to quickly run through, have a few seconds again on each of these, and just, so this was the first one. So this is just so boring. It's a bit bubblegummy actually now. Okay. So you hit the nail on the head with the mint. Oh, did I?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's this is Creed Viking.
Oh really? Gosh. Why does a Viking smell like a mint? Do you know what Viking?
Well, when this came out, I thought, okay. I mean, we're surrounded York, where we are now. This is where the Vikings are famous, and it doesn't smell. I would have thought a Viking fragrance. If you were going to smell like a Viking, for it to be more animalic and moody and fiery and beastly raging, and raging.
Yes, not this safe little. Safe little.
I think they were going as the. I don't know what they were. I think maybe it was the nation of Vikings, not what a Viking smells like, but more kind of gentlemen. No, were the Vikings gentlemen? I don't know. So yeah, so it's got. I think there's some pepper in there and mint and woods.
It's very pretty.
Yeah.
And I don't think of Vikings as pretty.
This reminds me of an old school fragrance, like an Old Spice type of fragrance.
You got that down.
Yeah.
Did I say that?
I think you said it. Well, you said it smells like classical. Yeah. Classical, but there's nothing really exciting. Yeah. Yeah. I'm disappointed. How much is it a bottle? Well, you know what? I'm not sure of the price of this. But it's Creed prices, so you know it'd be at least a couple of £100 for 100 ml. So, okay, whatever. So I'm very underwhelmed. By it. I feel very underwhelmed. I don't feel excited. There wasn't an emotional connection. No, that's great. Yeah, I really enjoy that one. I think it's a nice one. There you go. It's even worse now. Okay. This has remained very strong on the strip. Yeah, it's very, I'm not, yes, whatever. Again, it's not got any sort of softness to it. I love fragrances which are really well balanced between having hardness and some softness to it. It's beautiful to have something that's really beautiful. Yeah. And I think it's incredibly difficult to actually do. That's why they don't do it, because it's very, very hard and very expensive to combine that level of expertise. But I would have loved just to have pushed it towards something gorgeous. There's not a gorgeousness missing, it just feels very blah. So this is like an aromatic fougere fragrance. So there's some lavender in here. Again, as you said, it smells very classical. A lot of people say that this is a very old school smell. Yes, absolutely. It's Bois de Portugal from Creed. That sounds fantastic. Another Creed one. Another Creed one. Oh, okay. I'm unimpressed by that as well. Okay. So yeah, a lot of people find my wife said that this reminded her of her grandparents' toilet, because they have the lavender scented. There you go. It's got that old cleaning. I think I said clean, didn't I? Was that for that? Yeah, I think it was. I think it was. There was one that smelled like cleaning products. Yeah. Okay. And this is the one that you gave a 5 to. Yes, I feel love with this. So I feel I would have thought this reminded you of somebody I've loved. Yeah. So there is a definite warmth and fluffiness. It's a jumper. It feels like a warm
beautiful jumper, and I would imagine it's cuddly. It feels cuddly and soft, and this has, okay, so what those two are missing, this has got that softness and
elegance to it.
Elegance to it. It feels like a really lovely grandad.
I agree. This is the more elegant of those three. So this is Creed's Royal Oud.
No, wouldn't it? But
yes, it doesn't smell oudy. Absolutely, I agree with you on that.
But it smells of a beautiful old man.
Pink pepper in there, and so it's a little spicy.
Yes, I had an emotional connection.
But it's a lovely, smoothly rounded, very elegantly masculine fragrance, that one. So that was a 5, and you're sticking with these scores so far?
A very nice older man would wear that, and I would want to hug him.
Yep. All right. And now this one was the blue 90s one that you were saying.
Not impressed.
You feel the same way about it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now, interestingly, when you were smelling, so this is green Irish tweed. Okay. So Creed market this as the rolling Irish hills of greenness, of freshly cut grass. Have you ever worked with a material called dihydromercenol?
Yes, loads.
Yes. So that is, I think, what provides a strong element to this fragrance, which a lot of people describe as having this freshly cut grass type. Well, I'm doing you this freshly cut grass. So initially when you were saying about this blue 90s fragrance, I was thinking, I'm not sure he's going in the right direction. But then everything you were describing was cool water, and this fragrance, is you know, described as a slightly higher quality version of cool water.
There you go.
And I think it's a little smoother than cool water, but it's the same kind of DNA.
Yes,
and I
agree.
think the same perfumer actually did it.
Agree.
So that blue night. So it's interesting that Creed market the same DNA as green rolling Irish hills and countryside and birds tweeting and all that. Cows in the field.
There's no cows in the field.
There's no cows in the field. But then Davidoff market it as the sea, as young. It's a 90s fragrance.
It's 90s.
It's, you know, blue.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show how the marketing can. And I think it's probably that cool water association that was speaking to you.
Yes. Now you say it.
Really interesting.
Yes. Now you say it. Absolutely.
I found that was fascinating. Okay. Now, and you did give that one 7 1/4, didn't you? That one. Yeah. Because of that 90s association.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Over it, board, done.
Yeah. Do you know what it is?
I don't care.
Any ideas?
No. If it's all Creed, it's going to be a Creed, but dear, I've triggered a lot of people.
No, well, you were right. You got everything in this. I think you got the musks and the ambroxan, stroke ambergris, whichever one was used.
Ambergris.
Yeah, I think it's ambroxan. Yeah, and fruits, woods. It's Creed AVENTUS.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so over. I'm just
I know
so over.
You smelled. And it's not your thing, is it? Okay, so you're sticking with. What did you say?
Do you know why I'm not? I need to explain why I'm over it. Is because it's boring.
Yeah.
Because it is. When I go into Manchester, it's either that, and I reviewed Sauvage, and I thought Sauvage was that, and it isn't. And the two are just so alike. I'm just like, oh God, please, just like, and can it going back to this point? There are between I don't know how many aromatic chemicals and essential oils and tinctures, 4,000, and there's still this hashing stuff, and there's people still going for it. And can we now move on? And can we now move on to something exciting and different? And why can't people just move on?
Well, you know what I think it is I think Creed probably want to do that. I think Creed probably want to move away from that. We spoke to Owen Creed in Milan, and you know, whilst AVENTUS is still a massive seller, it just hit the sweet spot of it resonating with a lot of people. It became very popular. It's very versatile, and I think it became the expensive fragrance to have. Creed AVENTUS, it has a prestige, and that is still carrying on. People are enjoying buying and wearing AVENTUS, partly for the smell, but I think partly to be able to tell their mates it's AVENTUS, and for people to stop them and say, are you wearing AVENTUS? But because it has become so so popular and you know, such a fragrance that is worn by so many people, that it has become a little boring. And I think Creed, I would like to see Creed release something
exciting.
That was Aventus when it came out in 2010, that changed the game.
I totally agree.
Because it was a game changer when it came out, which is why it's resonated for so long. And I would like to see them come out with a new fragrance, totally different, but has that resonating effect that Aventus.
Do you know how they will do that? Is by, so perfumers are magical, brilliant. It's a special gift. As you're noticing through all of this stuff, it's a special gift, and perfumers are, I'm very fortunate to be able to do this, and it's a special unicorn gift. And the only way that they will do this is if marketing step back and say to a perfumer,
let them free.
You have unlimited, and you can be creative, and you can create something special. And only then will we see the dawn of a new era of perfumery, and it will become exciting. Until then, we're going to get
someone will hopefully break out of that mold, because I can align this with, for example, movies. You know, you've got a really kind of auteur style director working in Hollywood. They make the film they want to make, and so many times you hear that the studio interfered, and in the editing process they made it into this kind of more mainstream, less nuanced, you know, taking away the style of the director and making it this more mass appealing, because they want to make money.
That is a brilliant analogy.
That's why they do it.
That's a brilliant analogy.
Yeah, and it's the same in every business in the world. I think there's always going to be that, which is why the world of indie and niche perfumery is so exciting and interesting, because there isn't that interference. We've got perfumers, pioneering creative perfumers like yourself, working to change the game and bring new things to the market without anyone breathing down your neck.
Yes, totally.
Shaping, the marketing. Okay, that was the last one.
See, it's quite pretty and fruity.
Yeah. You feel, So this one is Creed's Royal Mayfair, originally called Windsor because it was made for I think the Duke of Windsor originally, and then it went off the market, and then it got they used the same formula to produce the version that we have now, which I believe still smells very similar to its original creation. Now, what you said about this really made me smile, because when I smelled Royal Mayfair, I love it, by the way, I love Royal Mayfair, but I think it is a very, again, a classical type scent. But when I smell Royal Mayfair, for some reason, I have an association with opening a fresh can of tennis balls, and you've got that smell that rushes out, the furriness of the tennis balls and the smell of the gas of the tin.
Yes.
And you were saying metallic, tin, you know, all those things that align with my association with this tin of tennis balls, you were saying. So that just fascinates me.
It has a medicinal.
That eucalyptus smell is probably giving you an association with a medicine.
That's why I didn't like it.
Like Olbasoil or, you know, something like that.
I just don't find it particularly...
Definitely an old school type of fragrance, but it's a classy
It is classy.
Yeah.
The one I liked the best, not the best, but the one I had this most emotional connection to was the one that I'd imagine like a really loving...
Yeah, that was Creed's Royal Oud,
I think that is, I can imagine a really lovely person wearing that. And I gravitate towards kindness and love. I don't gravitate towards screaming.
So it's, again, that highlights it's all to do with associations, isn't it? So Green Irish Tweed, because of your cool water association, I think that was your highest rated. But you really enjoyed Royal Oud as a composition.
Because I feel love towards it.
Great. Well, I found that fascinating. That was really interesting, and I hope you all found it interesting. I know Aaron, I know he goes for it, and he's honest on camera, but sometimes when he doesn't know what he's smelling, he does get a little bit nervous about what his reaction is going to be, because, you know, people get easily triggered, as we know. So thank you for doing it. You know, it was very good of you to put yourself.
I love it. I love doing it. It's really fun.
I think initially you were a little bit nervous before the video, but when we get into it and you start feeling the fragrances, you let go. And you trust yourself to say.
Starts talking, and then I get lost in the, you know, my love for perfume.
Well, thank you for coming on and doing it again, because people are really enjoying these videos. So there we go, the latest addition to the Perfumer Rates series, which hopefully we can make a semi-regular thing on the channel. Aaron, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Thank you.
Well, there you go. Perfumer Rates Creed. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it entertaining. Thank you very much for watching. Remember, keep tuning into FM and keep smelling good.